Kobi, the superdog travel agent, sat at his desk, his blue cape a blur of motion as his tail wagged. He was a busy pup, booking trips for hamsters to cheese festivals and for goldfish to the Great Coral Reef. But today, a special request arrived. A trip to Jamaica, a land of reggae and sunshine, he barked, a mischievous glint in his eye. Sounds like my kind of adventure. With a woof and a wag, Kobi quickly packed his trusty travel bag. He tucked in his favorite squeaky bone, a map of the Caribbean, and a tiny notebook for all the amazing facts he was sure to discover. Jamaica, he thought, a place of vibrant colors, rich culture, and incredible music. He couldn't wait to explore. Kobi's paws barely touched down before he sniffed the warm, humid air. His first stop was Dunn's River Falls, a magnificent waterfall that tumbles down like a giant staircase. He learned that the falls are living, constantly rebuilding themselves with minerals from the river, that they empty right into the Caribbean Sea, and that you can climb all the way to the top. It's the only staircase where you're supposed to get wet, he yipped, ready to go. Climbing the falls was a splashy, slippery adventure. Kobi scampered up the rocks, his little paws finding perfect footholds. He had to be careful not to slip, but the cool water felt wonderful. He even tried to catch a fish, but it was far too quick for the superdog. Next, Kobi ventured high into the misty blue mountains, where the air was cool and smelled of rich earth. He discovered that this is where the world-famous Blue Mountain coffee is grown, that the mountains are home to the world's second-largest butterfly, the giant swallowtail, and that on a clear day, you can see Cuba from the peak. A butterfly so big, it probably needs its own passport, he joked. Kobi loved the quiet of the mountains. He watched tiny hummingbirds flit between flowers and tried to sniff out the source of the delicious coffee smell. He even spotted a giant swallowtail butterfly fluttering by, but it was too fast for him to chase. After the mountains, Kobi flew to the west coast, to the famous 7-mile beach in Negril. He learned that the beach is actually closer to 4 miles long, that it has some of the softest, whitest sand in the world, and that the sunsets here are so spectacular, they're called world famous. The sand was like powdered sugar under his paws, and the water was a perfect, clear turquoise. I'll be the judge of that, he barked playfully. Kobi spent the afternoon digging his paws into the powdery sand and splashing in the calm, clear water. He tried to build a sandcastle, but his wagging tail kept knocking it over. Still, he loved the feeling of the sun on his fur and water around his legs. As the sun began to set, Kobi made his way to Montego Bay, a bustling city known for its beautiful beaches and vibrant culture. He learned that the city is often called Mobe for short, that it has a famous hip strip for shopping and fun, and that the bay is protected by a long coral reef, making the water calm and perfect for swimming. The water was so still and clear, he could see little fish darting around his paws. A hip pup needs a hip strip, he declared. Kobi had explored so many amazing places, from the misty mountains to the sandy beaches. Each one held its own special magic. He knew he'd carry the warmth of the sun, the sound of the reggae music, and the feeling of adventure in his heart forever. Jamaica truly was a superdog's paradise,